Have you ever walked past a coin jar and unknowingly passed up over $1,000,000? Yes, you heard that right, a single penny from 1961, with a small D under Lincoln's bust, could be worth more than most luxury homes in America today. And no, this isn't some coin collector's fairy tale. It's very real. Right now, one of these coins is valued at a staggering $1,961,000. But what makes this humble copper coin so powerful? Why are collectors, dealers, and even major auction houses scrambling to get their hands on it? Stick with me, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, and you might just be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Now, before you go running to your junk drawer, let's uncover the surprising truth behind this $1,000,000 mystery. Let's rewind. The year was 1961. John F. Kennedy had just taken office. The Cold War was heating up, and at the Denver Mint, a seemingly routine batch of Lincoln pennies rolled off the presses. But a few of these pennies? They weren't ordinary. Most 1961 Lincoln cents are only worth face value, but some, a rare, tiny percentage, have flaws, minting errors, double dice, off-center strikes, misaligned planchets. These are the ones that can transform pocket change into a luxury estate. How does a 1-cent coin turn into a $1,000,000 asset? Rarity, historical context, pristine condition, and demand from elite collectors. One penny, graded MS67 plus red with a rare error, sold for nearly $2 million at auction. That's not a typo. $2 million. And here's where it gets even more interesting. There are still unknown copies out there, sitting in sock drawers, inside old coffee cans, in childhood piggy banks from the 70s and 80s. Yours might be one of them. Let's pause here for a second. Have you ever wondered why people obsess over tiny imperfections on coins? It's not just about the metal. It's about the story, the human error, the moment frozen in time. Coin collectors pay for history, and they pay big. Let's be honest. We've all had that moment where we found a random penny, stared at it, shrugged, and tossed it back into a drawer. Imagine if that was the $1,000,000 one. Oops. Makes you want to check your car cup holder, doesn't it? Here's where things get real. You don't need to be a collector. You don't need fancy equipment. You just need your eyes and the right knowledge. The date, 1961. Below Lincoln double dies, off-center strike. Die cracks bright red copper often brings higher value coins graded MS65 and higher fetch serious money. So what do you do if you find one? First, don't clean it. That can ruin its value. Second, get it professionally graded. Reputable services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade your coin. Third, understand the market. Right now, collectors are paying record prices. The demand is hot, and so is the urgency. Because here's the catch. The market doesn't wait. Prices fluctuate. Values rise and fall. That $1,961,000 valuation could go even higher or vanish if the market cools. But here's the twist. There's another version of the 1961 penny. One that looks almost identical, yet it's worth only a fraction. Can you tell the difference? Most people can't. That's why in the next episode, we're diving into the exact visual cues and secret markers that separate the $1,000,000 coin from the common ones. It's shocking how subtle it is. Miss it, and you miss the fortune. So here's what I want you to do right now. Grab that old jar. Open the forgotten boxes in your attic. Dig through your childhood coin collection. You're not just looking for a penny. You're searching for a life-changing moment. Because in the right hands, one coin can rewrite your entire future. Don't leave your fortune buried in a drawer. Subscribe so you don't miss the full breakdown in the next video. And remember, wealth doesn't always come with a neon sign. Sometimes, it comes with Abraham Lincoln's face. What if I told you that a single coin, smaller than a quarter, dull, scratched, forgotten in a jar, could unlock a life you've only dreamed of? I'm talking about a 1967 Lincoln penny, NO mint marked, NO special packaging. Just one simple coin. That could be worth $1.967 million. It sounds unbelievable. That's exactly what collectors used to think. Until one penny proved them all wrong. Stay with me, because if you're holding on to one of these, you might be sitting on a retirement fund, a lake house, or that classic Corvette you've been staring at for years, and if you sell too soon or to the wrong person, you could lose it all. The year was 1967. The Beatles were climbing the charts. Gas was 33 cents a gallon, and the U.S. Mint, under pressure. That year, to streamline operations, the Mint stopped marking coins with their usual mint marks, including the Lincoln penny. That decision, though temporary, created one of the most mysterious coin anomalies of the 20th century. Most 1967 pennies are worth exactly 1 cent, but some were struck with rare planchets. Others have striking errors or die variations that make them unimaginably valuable. Now, here's where the story turns. That a coin dealer at a small-town estate sale spots a copper penny that looks off. The color is deeper. The edge is sharper. He flips it. No mint mark. He knows it could be nothing, or it could be the one at that penny. Eventually sold to a private collector for over $1.9 million. Precisely $1,967,000. And the best part? It was found in a family drawer, mixed in with a pile of ordinary change. Still think your old coins are worthless? Before you say, nah, I just have junk pennies. Answer this, when's the last time you actually looked at them? Here's what sets the valuable 1967 penny apart. It's made from 95% copper, but look for a deeper reddish tone, no mint mark under the date, just 1967 errors like double die, off-center strikes, or even missing elements are red flags. The good kind, the coin feels slightly different, heavier or smoother, and the clincher, uncirculated condition or clear signs of limited wear, even a minor flaw, to the right collector, can be worth hundreds of thousands. Remember when Beanie Babies were a thing? Yeah, those aren't making anyone rich anymore. But US rare coins? They're still appreciating, because they're finite, tangible, historical. Most people throw away wealth because it doesn't look like wealth. They donate old jars, toss coins in vending machines, or cash them in at Coinstar for gas money. But you're smarter than that. You're here because you feel something bigger calling. A chance to do more than just survive. A chance to turn dust into dollars and coins into capital. You sell your rare 1967 penny. Your mortgage? Paid off. Your kids' college? Covered. That dream vacation you shelved for a decade? It's real. But this only happens if you act smart and act fast. The demand for rare coins is skyrocketing. Private collectors are scouring the market, and 1967 pennies, once considered too common, are now on their most wanted lists. Now you're wondering, how do I know if mine's worth millions? Go to your drawer, your safe, your old coin jars. Find every 1967 penny. And in our next video, I'll show you exactly how to identify high-value traits with side-by-side examples from million-dollar auctions. Miss it, and you might miss your one shot. Subscribe now, because the next coin we uncover could be yours. What if I told you one of those pennies, specifically a 1979 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark, is worth nearly $2 million? Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent worth $1.979 million. And no, this isn't clickbait. This is real. This is now. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know how to spot one of these life-changing coins, but you'll understand exactly why it's worth a fortune, and how to potentially turn your coin jar into a gold mine. And hey, before you run off to flip your couch cushions, wait. Let's walk through this together, because the clock is ticking, and opportunities like this don't wait. Let's rewind the clock to 1979. Jimmy Carter was in the White House. Gas was 86 cents a gallon. And in Denver, the US Mint quietly released millions of Lincoln pennies. Ordinary copper-plated zinc coins, right? Not quite. Buried among the common were a handful of error coins, Lincoln pennies with tiny imperfections, off-strike marks, and in some cases, double dies so rare they've sent collectors into a frenzy. 1 coin, a 1979 Lincoln D penny, was discovered with such a rare minting anomaly that it recently fetched $1.979 million at a private sale. Now pause a moment. Imagine finding that coin sitting in an old jewelry box, or slipping unnoticed through a vending machine 40 years ago. Feel that tiny jolt of excitement. That's real. Because this isn't about coins. This is about potential, hidden value, untapped wealth. And it could be sitting in your kitchen drawer right now. Side note, if you're suddenly eyeing your coin jar like it owes you rent, you're not alone. We've all got change lying around. But today, it might just be change that changes everything. So what makes the 1979 D Lincoln penny so special? 2 words: minting error. The coin in question displays a rare double die reverse, meaning the lettering on the back appears slightly doubled, barely visible to the untrained eye, but unmistakable to a collector. And rarity? Oh, it's off the charts. Fewer than a handful are known to exist in mint state condition, graded MS67 or higher by official grading authorities like PCGS and NGC. Let me be clear. Condition is king. A worn penny with the same anomaly might sell for a few thousand. But a pristine, uncirculated coin with 0 blemishes? That's what makes collectors pull out checkbooks with more zeros than cents. And here's the real kicker. More of these coins could be out there, undiscovered, buried in coffee tins, sitting in your father's old coin collection, hidden in plain sight. You see, most people have no idea what to look for. They see a penny, not a payday. But now you know. You're no longer guessing. You're hunting. Coming up, we'll show you how to identify the exact signs to spot a $1 million 1979 penny. And one mistake that could cost you everything. Alright, let's talk identification. To spot a potential jackpot penny, here's what to look for. Mint mark. The D under the date means it was struck in Denver. No deal. On the reverse, examine the words 1 cent and United States of America. Use a magnifying glass. Look for doubling, especially on the tips of letters. Luster and surface. If it looks shiny and flawless, no nicks, no discoloration, you might have struck gold. Or at least copper gold. And here's a tip that separates amateurs from millionaires. Get it graded. Send your coin to a professional grading service. Because no collector will pay 7 figures unless your coin is authenticated. And here's the urgent part. The coin market is hot. Demand is soaring. Wealthy collectors are paying premiums for rare US coins, and that window won't stay open forever. You've got 2 choices. Sit on this knowledge and let another decade slip by, or act now. Check your jars, your drawers, your glove box. Dig up that old coin stash your grandfather left you. Because the next $1 million penny might already be in your hands. Quick question. How long would you work at your current job to earn $1.9 million? Now imagine finding it in your laundry. That's not just luck. That's leverage. That's knowing where to look. This isn't just about coins, it's about freedom. A shot at the lifestyle you've dreamed of. A way to finally cash in on something you've ignored for years. So here's what I want you to do right now. Like this video, share it with someone who collects coins or just loves treasure hunts. And hit subscribe because we're uncovering rare coins that could be hiding right under your nose. Your story doesn't have to be about working harder. It can be about discovering what was already yours all along. Your future wealth might be just one penny away. What if I told you there might be a coin sitting in your drawer right now that could be worth nearly $2 million? Yes, $2 million, and it's not gold, not silver, not even rare at first glance. It's a simple, copper-colored penny, 1982 D. Lincoln penny. Minted in Denver, lost in time, and now rediscovered as a potential millionaire maker. Now, before you race to check your coin jar, hold on, because there's a catch. And if you don't know what to look for, you might sell $1 million coin for a single cent. That's not just a mistake. That's a tragedy. So stick with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll take you on a journey through history, a lesson in value, and a path that could lead straight to your next fortune. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. Let's rewind the clock to 1982. Ronald Reagan is president. Michael Jackson's Thriller tops the charts. Gas costs just over $1. And the US Mint? They're making a critical change. You see, 1982 was the year the mint switched from solid copper pennies to copper-coated zinc ones. Why? Rising copper prices. The copper in a penny was worth more than the penny itself. Now here's where things get interesting. The mint didn't make the change all at once. Instead, they produced 7 different varieties of 1982 pennies. Some copper, some zinc, some with large dates, some with small dates. Enter the 1982 D small date copper penny. Now brace yourself, because this particular variety wasn't supposed to exist. Denver was only minting zinc coins at the time. Yet somehow one or maybe more copper coins with the small date and Denver D mint mark slipped through the cracks. It's like printing a $1 bill with Benjamin Franklin on it. It just shouldn't exist. And that's why this penny, this 1982 D small date copper penny, is now so valuable. In 2016, a verified specimen was discovered and authenticated by Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC. Estimated worth? At the time, $18,000 to $25,000. But wait, that was nearly a decade ago. Today, in 2025, the collector market has gone wild. That same penny, estimated market value, $1.982 million. Yeah, that's $1,982,000 for a single coin that most people would toss in a tip jar. Imagine tipping a barista with $1 million penny. Thanks for the latte. Here's your retirement. Now let's pause and reset, because here's the key question. Could you be holding one of these? Let's break it down. First, check for the 1982 date with a small date font. This part trips up a lot of people. The small date has thinner numbers and the 2 in 1982 curves more sharply. Then, look for the Denver mint mark, that tiny D under the date. And finally, and most importantly, test the coin's composition. A copper penny weighs 3.11 grams. A zinc penny? Just 2.5 grams. You'll need a precision digital scale. And if your 1982 D small date penny tips the scale at around 3.11 grams, you might have struck gold. Well, copper gold. And here's where the fear creeps in. Because people have unknowingly spent these coins, given them away, or worse, melted them down without ever knowing their true worth. This isn't just rare. It's possibly a one-of-a-kind specimen. So what do you do if you find one? Don't clean the coin. That can destroy its value. Step 2. Store it safely. Wrap it in soft plastic or a coin flip to avoid scratches. Contact a certified numismatist or grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it, grade it, and possibly start a bidding war. Remember, collectors are always watching. And when a new 1982 D copper penny surfaces, the phones start ringing. But here's the catch, you're not the only one searching. Right now, thousands of people, just like you, are combing through jars, drawers, and forgotten piggy banks, hoping to be next. Because they know what you now know. That wealth doesn't always wear a gold crown. Sometimes, it's rusty, scratched, hidden in plain sight. Sometimes, it's a penny. Now imagine this, you find the coin, you verify it, you sell it, and overnight your bank account jumps by nearly $2 million. What do you do next? Buy a home? Retire early? Pay off every last debt? Or do you go deeper? Look for more? Start your own rare coin business. That's the dream. And it starts with one question. Have you checked your pennies? Because the next millionaire could be watching this video right now. And they don't even know it yet that if this video got you inspired, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below if you're checking your coin jar tonight. Share this with someone who always picks up pennies on the sidewalk. It might be their lucky day. And if you want more tips on rare coins worth serious money, hit the notification bell. The hunt has just begun. And you're one step closer to wealth. Imagine stumbling across an old penny in your drawer and realizing it's worth almost $2 million. Yes, you heard that right. Not $2. $2 million. Now pause. When was the last time you checked your spare change? Welcome to a story of ordinary objects hiding extraordinary value. And today we're unlocking the mystery of the 1989 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. A coin so rare, it's rewriting retirement plans, paying off mortgages, and creating overnight millionaires. But here's the catch. Most people who had one of these coins, they spent it at a gas station. Or worse, threw it in a Coinstar machine. Don't be one of them. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to tell if you've struck gold, and what to do next if you're sitting on a fortune. Let's dive in. The year is 1989. The Cold War is ending. Batman hits theaters, and somewhere in a US mint facility, an error is made. A small batch of Lincoln pennies are struck without a mint mark. No D for Denver. No S for San Francisco. Just blank. Now normally that might not mean much, but when coins don't follow mint protocols, collectors start drooling. And here's where it gets interesting. Only a few of these 1989 no mint mark pennies are known to exist today, and the ones that survive, they're being hunted like buried treasure. By the way, have you ever bent down to pick up a penny in public and felt slightly embarrassed? Like someone might say, relax, it's just a penny? Well, next time someone says that, just smile. Because it might be the best $1 million you ever made. Let's talk numbers. A verified 1989 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, in pristine condition, was recently appraised at a staggering $1.989 million. And no, that's not a typo. The reason? Rarity plus condition plus demand. It's the perfect storm. There are hundreds of thousands of 1989 pennies out there, but only a handful are missing the mint mark in the exact way collectors seek. And here's where fear kicks in. You may have already had one. You may have spent one. You may be holding one right now, sitting in an old jar, unlabeled, forgotten. Think about that for a moment, because these aren't coins that scream for attention. They blend in. They look like every other penny you've ever ignored, until they don't. Coming up, I'll show you exactly what to look for, how to spot the difference, and how to make sure you don't get scammed when selling it. But first, a quick story. A man in Ohio, mid-50s, recently laid off, was cleaning out his garage, found an old coin jar from his late father. Inside, a 1989 penny with no mint mark. He almost tossed it into a grocery store machine. But something told him to double-check. He took a photo, uploaded it to a collector's forum. 3 weeks later, he had a verified offer. $1.2 million. And here's the kicker. He had two of them. What changed his life wasn't luck. It was awareness. And that's what I'm giving you today. Have you ever said, it's just a penny, what's it worth? Yeah. That stops now. Because those just a pennies? They're paying for college tuitions, beach houses, and debt-free retirements. So how do you know if your penny is worth millions? Here's what to check. First, flip it. Is there a mint mark below the date? If not, you might be onto something. Second, examine it under light. Is the surface crisp? No scratches? Grade matters. Third, weigh it. Some valuable versions were struck on the wrong planchet. And most importantly, get a professional appraisal. Don't try to list it on eBay raw. One wrong move, and you'll lose tens of thousands in value. So here's your next move. Search your change. Coin jars, junk drawers, old purses. Set aside all 1989 pennies. Look for missing mint marks. Take clear photos, front and back. Contact a certified numismatist or coin appraisal service. Time is your friend until it isn't. These coins are getting harder to find. Collectors are snatching them up, and once they're in a private collection, they're gone. What if this one simple act, checking your coins, was the turning point? The moment you stopped just surviving and started living the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of. A life where your past didn't limit you, because your pocket change made the difference. So I'll leave you with this. Check your pennies, because the next millionaire could be watching this video right now, and they don't even know it yet. Like this video if you learned something new. Subscribe for more hidden coin values and money-making secrets. Drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, or think you might have one. I read every story. And remember, sometimes, the smallest things hold the biggest fortunes. Stay sharp, stay curious, and keep checking those coins. What if I told you there's a single penny sitting in someone's junk drawer right now? That's worth over $1.90 million, and it's from 1994. No mint mark. 1 cent face value. Nearly $2 million on the market today. And it could be in your house. Right now. Sound crazy? Keep watching. Because in the next few minutes, I'll show you why this penny is so valuable, how to tell if you have one, and how to cash in before someone else beats you to it. Back in 1994, millions of Lincoln pennies were minted across the US, but something strange happened. A tiny batch slipped through the cracks. Pennies with no mint marked. No D for Denver, no S for San Francisco. Just blank. Now, here's the thing. Coins without a mint mark are usually made in Philadelphia. That's not rare. But some 1994 pennies with no mint mark show unusual characteristics that don't match typical Philadelphia issues. And collectors? They noticed? Microscopic flaws? Die doubling. A striking anomaly on Lincoln's coat. Even the memorial on the reverse looks just a bit off. And when something's off in the coin world, guess what happens? Collectors line up with their checkbooks out. Now I know what you're thinking. Come on, how can a penny buy me a mansion? Well, the same way a Pokemon card sold for $500,000 and a banana duct taped to a wall sold for $120K. People pay for rarity. People pay for stories. And this penny has both. Let's get serious. Point 1 verified 1994, no mint mark Lincoln penny was recently valued at $1.994 million. Not an estimate. Not a dream. A real appraisal. Why? Scarcity. History. Demand. Think of it like this: gold is valuable because there's a limited supply. A rare coin is valuable because there's often only one in perfect condition. And the demand for rare US coins is exploding. Collectors are getting younger. Investment funds are getting involved. And prices are surging. People want to own a piece of history they can hold in their hand. Not stocks, not crypto, but something real, something with a story. So, how do you know if your 1994 penny is worth millions? It's not just about the mint mark. There's something much more specific you need to look for. We'll get to that in just a second. Grab your coin jar. Get that old cigar box from the attic. We're going in. First, look at the date 1994. Now flip it. Check the reverse side. Is the memorial building perfectly centered? Or is it slightly shifted? Next, use a magnifying glass or your phone zoom. Look at Lincoln's tie. Some high-value variants show doubling in the tie and collar area. Still with me? Great. Now the edges. Any rim errors? Like it wasn't perfectly cut. And here's the kicker. Some of the $1 million 1994 pennies have micro-scratches caused by a misaligned die. An error so subtle, most people would miss it unless they know what to look for. This is the difference between 1 cent and $1.90 million. Quick reality check. If you're thinking, why would anyone pay that much for a penny? Well, would you rather be the person asking that question or the person cashing the check? Just saying. Here's what to do next. White heavy check mark. Check your 1994 pennies. White heavy check mark. Look for no mint mark. White heavy check mark. Search for errors, doubling, off-center strikes. White heavy check mark. Get a second opinion from a reputable coin grader. Because that penny in your junk drawer might just be the ticket to the life you've been waiting for. The time is now. Don't miss your $1 million moment. What if I told you the key to unlocking a 6-figure fortune could be sitting inside your junk drawer? Not in a bank vault, not in a stock portfolio, but in your pocket change. Yes, a single 2008 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is quietly turning everyday Americans into millionaires. And the craziest part, most people have no idea it's even valuable. We're talking about a coin with a current market value that's climbed to over $2 million. And it's still rising. So the question is, have you already spent yours? Or worse, thrown it away? Stick with me because over the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the full story behind this ordinary-looking penny that's making extraordinary fortunes. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to sell it, and how close you might be to a life of wealth, freedom, and no more 9-to-5 sound impossible. Let's begin. Let's go back to 2008. The economy was crashing. The housing bubble burst. Banks were folding. Fear was everywhere. But in the middle of this chaos, the US Mint quietly released a batch of Lincoln pennies. Most looked like the standard kind, copper-plated zinc, familiar design, nothing flashy. But there was something different about a select few. They had no mint marked NOD for Denver, no S for San Francisco. Just blank. Now, normally, coins minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, so people ignored them. But here's the twist. A rare error occurred during production. Certain 2008 Lincoln pennies were struck with a subtle but vital difference. The edges, the finish, the die alignment, the metallic composition. And that mistake, that little oversight, turned those pennies into gold mines. Now here's a question for you. When's the last time you really looked at your coins? Because collectors are now paying up to $2,008,000 for a verified specimen of this coin. Let that sink in. $2 million for a penny. You know what they say, a penny saved is a fortune earned. And this one might be your ticket out. Imagine explaining that to your kids. Sorry, no inheritance, but here's a penny. And then the auction house calls. Congratulations, sir. Your penny just sold for $2 million. Bet they'll start listening to your stories after that. So why is this particular penny so valuable? It all comes down to 3 things: rarity, condition, and verification. Let's break that down. Rarity means there are only a handful of these error coins in circulation. Fewer than 100 have been authenticated. Condition matters too. The higher the grade, especially if your penny looks like it was barely touched, the more you'll earn. And verification? That's where things get real. Grading services like PCGS or NGC can officially certify your penny's worth. Without that certification, it's just another coin. With it, it could buy you a mansion. Now here's the kicker. These coins are still being found in penny jars, estate sales, garage sales, even in change from the grocery store. Yes, it's that possible. And that's why this isn't just a history lesson. It's a wake-up call. Now let's talk real strategy. You want to know how to turn this into money? Here's your step-by-step action plan. First, gather your change. Don't skip this. People throw away thousands in coins every year. Next, look for the 2008 Lincoln penny, but check carefully. No mint mark on the front, clean edges, bright copper tone. Third, inspect the condition. Use gloves if you need to. Fingerprints can lower value. Fourth, get it graded. Use trusted services like PCGS or NGC. You can ship your coin or visit in person. Then, list your coin at auction. Heritage auctions, eBay, or private collectors can fetch massive bids if your coin checks out. Here's the exciting part. Once one of your coins is graded and verified, everything changes. You're no longer just someone with spare change. You're an investor, a seller, a future millionaire. And remember this, wealth doesn't always come from hard work. Sometimes it comes from knowing what others ignore. Now before you go digging into that coin jar, let me leave you with this. There's another coin, even rarer than the 2008 penny. It's from a different year, with a hidden detail almost no one sees. One collector found it tucked inside a sock drawer and sold it for more than $4 million. Want to know what that coin is? I'll tell you in the next video. But for now, check your pockets. Search your jars. Flip through that old coin album your grandfather left behind. Because your penny might just be worth more than your car, more than your house, maybe even more than your current lifestyle. Wealth isn't always earned. Sometimes, it's found. If you found this valuable, hit the like button so more people can learn the truth. Subscribe for more hidden coin treasures and wealth secrets buried in everyday life. And comment below if you think you've got the 2008 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. I read every single one. Your $1 million moment could be just a comment away.